And there we go.
There it is. I see the red light. It's blinking.
Flatlined audio.
Flatline. It's rolling on my end. I can see everybody's every noise that we're making. I can see it.
Hashtag me too.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's just bug on this end then. It's done this before, so.
It's that weird guitar playing in the background that's just fucking everything up.
No. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why the sun's shining.
There we go. Sunshine. What a beautiful morning today.
Yeah.
Got all the doors and windows open over in my house.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you do live in a box in the middle of the road.
Yeah. So they're always open.
Yeah.
My cardboard box faces the south, as the song goes.
I love it.
Yeah. Chad.
Yes?
I have a question for you.
What's that, Eric?
Chad, what episode is this, Chad?
This is episode number 139.
169.
No.
Speaking of the middle of the road, Patrick, what do we see on the road home from Round Rock?
Jesus Christ. No.
I saw Jesus Christ.
No, he's dead. A fucking cow, a white steer, cow laying in the middle of the road, taking up both, didn't even have the courtesy to sleep in the passing lane. He slept in both lanes. No, it was so surreal, such a moment of what the fuck is this? This is it looked like a big massive paper or plastic bag, just but it had form and it had eyes and it was just laying there. So I'm not sure if it had been hit or not, but coming up across that thing on 85 miles an hour is right before.
It'll wake you up.
No, it was sleeping. No, it didn't.
It'll wake you up seeing something like that in the middle
That's
of the
what
road.
I'm saying. No,
yeah.
It was sleeping. There was no conversation to be had.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it was awake. It was looking at us when we passed it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And we were in the right-hand lane. Somebody was in the left-hand lane, and everybody luckily went around it.
Yeah, that was totally surreal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's just stay alert, kids. Stay alert. Or
we need more alerts.
You could have a new cow emblem on the front of your car forever.
It's one way to get a set of horns.
Yeah. There you go. See, now you scared him away. Why would you do that?
About cows. I didn't say anything about hamburgers or steaks.
Okay. Sorry, my neighbor's dog is making a racket.
Okay.
Oh, my neighbor's dog. That's what you call it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is code, ladies and gentlemen. This is code for the ladies of Smalltown.
Mm-hmm. Right. What's on the docket for today, gents?
God.
David Lee Roth, right?
No. We're leaving town.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his retirement.
Yeah, we are. First things first. Yeah, well, so we're off to Missouri, off to do the Western Irish Festival, and Blaggards lucky enough to be asked to play Friday. This year it's a one-day event. We're lucky enough to be asked to play Friday at O'Malley's, and we're taking the illustrious Baby Bucks with us this time. He did an amazing job on Saturday in Round Rock, and Chris, as you know, has just come back from heart surgery, and he says he's been cleared for all activities, and his wife showed up and she corroborated it. So he played out of his mind. He was just sounded great, and he looks great. He's in top form. So we had a really, really fun time. So yeah, we talked him into getting in the van, and so playing Friday, and then Saturday is the Western Irish Festival, and then Sunday we're going to Kansas. We're playing for our friend John Werner's. I guess his band is going to be there, but he's going to sit in with us, and their accordion player is going to sit in with us. Okay. She's apparently a 16-year-old prodigy, and she's been learning some stuff off the new Blagmatic record. So we're going to see that. Very excited about that. Cool. These guys have been so supportive of us when we come through Kansas, when we play Wichita at Barleycorn. They've been they called us and said, "Hey, what about this venue? It's a gorgeous venue, isn't it?"
Yeah, it is. That's going to be fun.
I thought we're playing a barn raising.
It's already raised.
Oh, well, shoot. I'll leave my hammer at home.
No, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you won't. You're you're the Texas Hammer. Ah! So yeah, and then and also I don't know if you can tell if you got the scratch and sniff screen, but Blackguard Brew is kicking, man. It's just woo. And we're going to pick up. You see some boxes behind me there under the logo. We're going to pick up the rest of our order. So we're going to have not only online but with us at all the shows. We're going to have the best coffee I think that's on the planet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And you can order it on our website now.
yeah,
Have it shipped to you anywhere in the world.
Is there rumor of a Christmas blend?
There is a rumor. I've heard
What?
I've heard murmurings.
A holiday blend.
A holiday blend.
Which we're still trying to come up with a name for.
Yeah, we're not really trying to come up with a name, are we? We really have one. Yeah, but we're gonna roll it out. We're gonna roll it out with some kind of Xmas theme, something festive, something something caffeinated, something evil. So
It should be Yule Shoot Your Eye Out with a Y-U-L-E. Yule Shoot Your Eye Out, like from the Christmas Story movie. People would think that.
not familiar.
I think Carback already has a beer with that name.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
So whenabouts is this new coffee going to be available?
Hopefully by the holidays, which are coming right up.
Yes, they are.
November, maybe?
Yeah, we may be able to get some. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to have some this week.
Oh.
I'm hoping that we're going to have some, be picking some up on
Cool.
our Midwestern jaunt.
I hear there's going to be a June sighting.
Yes.
June comes to Weston.
Yes.
That'd be exciting.
Go West, little June. Yes. Mm-hmm. And of course, the lovely Sienna. Yeah, man, this is actually crept up. Although it's one of those things that you kind of watch. We've had our finger on that date on the calendar for Weston because it was unsure whether they were going to have the festival or not, and now it's get in the van. God, it's just mind blowing to think that we're already in October, and the weather's getting nice and. I don't know if you've seen any of these last episodes we've done, but we've literally just come back from the East Coast, the Northeast Coast, and we've seen some beautiful weather up there. The leaf changing, the cooler temperatures, and and then come back to this, and then have to leave again. It's insane. I tell you, we're getting old. Speaking of getting old, so yeah, we're talking about David Lee Roth announcing his retirement, and in pure Dave fashion, he said it on some radio interview, and he said that's all I'm going to say about it, and he won't. But I heard today, Tuesday, that Alex Van Halen is going to join him for the last 5 shows in Vegas.
Wow,
House of Blues, Mandalay Bay. So
cool.
If Blaggards' New Year's Eve date falls through, I say we all get in a plane. We go say goodbye to Dave.
That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So is he doing like the David Lee Roth band or something like that? And
yeah, well, obviously VH hits and
okay.
DLR.
Who else is in his band right now? Do you know?
The band that he had in Vegas was one of these just bunch of no-name guys, and they were. I saw some of the clips of the show, and it's classic Dave. It's just the backing vocals do all the heavy lifting in the songs, and the musicians are all top drawer. They're all like I said, I didn't know them, which doesn't mean that they're not named musicians. It's just I didn't know them, but they. It's just you go there, you go see Dave for the nostalgia. You go see Dave for the stories, and you go you go to see how a front man runs a show. Just there's nobody that comes close to David Lee Roth in my opinion. And you go on there and you see he can't do this and he can't do that, and you go, shut the fuck up. He wrote the book on, people don't understand that he is responsible for the videos, MTV's videos. He's responsible for those, for all the goodness and all the color and all the excitement in the videos in the 80s. That was him. He was involved in the color schemes of the backdrops and the lighting and the stuff. I mean, he's insane. Insane with just his ideas for executing a video and for the music and how it's going to look, and the nobody touches him in that department. And then add in the storylines and the humor and the dance routines and all the stuff like that was just second to none. Just nobody comes close to that guy. And his banter in between his banter in between songs is unmatched. Nobody does it better. Yeah. So it's very to me it's extremely thrilling to see him leave on his own terms. And like I said, his voice has been gone for a while, but he is his voice has been he's been put under such abuse, such strain for so many years, because he never stopped smoking. So so his voice is absolutely in tatters. So so that part you got to give him. But I was saying the other day, his when Van Halen plays, they can easily skip the Sammy or the Gary Sharon, or they can easily skip all that stuff. They can skip that catalog. You cannot skip the David Lee Roth era of Van Halen. You can't skip that.
No,
of course not.
So there's all these on my phone device thing. There's these headlines that comes up, and it gives, I guess it's a Google listing of the headlines, and it's all, well, Gene Simmons says that David Lee Roth. What the fuck does Gene Simmons know besides selling your soul? What the fuck does Sammy Hagar know about writing a song and putting a video together? That fucker couldn't even fall to the floor properly if you fucking pushed him. He's a, he's just
Fair point.
Sorry. Anyway, sorry.
And how often? I mean, this is a compliment to Dave. How often do you actually hear about musicians retiring, especially of his caliber, who have been around? Have done everything that he's done. Most, and not really. Yeah, his voice may be kind of screwed, but he's still singing right now. And we hear about like what's his name? Not the original, but one of the original lead singers of 38 Special, who had to retire a couple of years ago because his hearing is shot.
Yeah.
That's different and regrettable, but I just love I think the reason why there's two reasons why we don't rarely ever hear about this. It's like either the guy never retires, which is also that's cool too, or they die.
Eric Clapton, you listening?
Yeah. And it's a damn shame that we lost Eddie, but
well, I think to David Lee Roth's point, he understands that there's never going to be any kind of Van Halen reunion. They're not going to put Wolfie on guitar. They're not going to find another guitar player for that band, because that doesn't make any sense. You can't replace Eddie Van Halen,
right? Or
Alex, for that matter. Bass players, no offense, probably. Oh, they did, right?
Well, especially in that band.
Yeah. But he understands. I think the writing on the wall is for him too, because he knows that band will never get back together, and he's probably tired of. I'm sure he's got enough money, and he's probably just tired of okay. And if he retires and stays retired, then I salute that. It's like the guys that say, "This is our farewell tour."
Kiss.
No, this is our farewell tour. No, we meant this year's our fair. No, this one. The one where they just keep going and going and going.
Motley Crap, same thing.
Let's do another. Done. I think they're finally done. Yeah.
Yeah, they asked David Lee Roth. Motley Crue asked David Lee Roth. They said, "Hey, do you want to open for us?" And he said, "I do not open for bands that I inspired."
Exactly.
He's right. He went out and toured with Kiss, and they had a little falling out and stuff like that. It's just everybody just stand down. David Lee Roth is the best. He's just the greatest front man of all time. And, you know,
Yeah.
you should not to be replaced. I wholeheartedly agree too on the people that say they're going to retire and then they come back and they come. That drives me up the wall, and especially when you can't do it anymore. You know, and again, I'll eat my hat, not this one. If he, you know, down the road, you know, decides to come back again, so you know, because he's apparently. So the guitar player, John Five, and David Lee Roth had worked for years on solo stuff, and both of them say it's, you know, really good stuff. However, you know, Eric, to your point, yeah, I think he does have enough money. I think he's, you know, he's set in his, you know, he's happy where he is, and he's, you know, he did that skin cream, didn't he, for the tattoo?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, and the thing about David too, it's like he's one of those guys that has enough outside activities from music that can keep him busy. He's not going to like put down the guitar, or put down the bass, or put down the drumsticks and go sit on the couch for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He has plenty to do between whether he's going to be writing something new, maybe another book or whatever, between his Aikido that he does, between hiking, between traveling. He's not going to be sitting still. You know, he's not going to be one of those old guys that sit still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. And you know, God, yeah, just I'm in my head. There's just this avalanche of all these people that were inspired by him, and going back to the beginning, seeing the old Jim Dandy videos where David Lee Roth actually got his first glimpse of how he was going to command an audience. And Jim Dandy said, "Yeah, more power to you." You know, he you know, they asked him, they said, "Hey, this guy is," you know, and they said, yeah, this guy's good. He's doing it right, you know. And of course, David, you know, Dave went way off in his own direction, and you know, also he, you know, became an EMT in New York, and you know, who in that who you know, of that stature, you know, decides, yeah, I'm just going to go. I you know, I need to learn how to. His work ethic is second to none. You know, he moved to Japan. You know, he and his dog, they moved to Japan just to learn the language and, you know, learn martial arts. And you know, all his tattoos are the ancient, these
Japanese style,
Japanese
which you can't
style.
see if he wears his clothes the right way. You can't see them because they stop.
Yeah.
The Japanese style stops at I think just below the elbow or just above the elbow, and then on the legs they stop just below the shins.
Yeah,
when you wear normal clothes, you can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fully covered, like those Japanese guys are. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, just incredible. And again, Eric loaned me the book, and it's just a phenomenal read. When you find out how Van Halen, thanks to David Lee Roth, how Van Halen were able to basically go up against the T-shirt pirate groups, you know, how they were able to do. It's just the book, whether you're a fan or not, is an absolute must read. It's cover to cover. It's brilliant because it's his humor, and it's every story with no frills and nothing held back. He just he lets it fly.
It's obviously he wrote it, and he probably wrote it with somebody else to kind of make it a little more cohesive. But as you read the book, if you've ever heard David Lee Roth in an interview, or if you've ever heard him speak, you can hear his voice in your head as you read this book. It's really a charming story about his life, Van Halen's life, and how he just, from his point of view, it seemed like he was the one that was trying to keep things together. And when they weren't together, he was like, well, I'm going to go do this now because I'm not stopping. Mm-hmm. He's like Patrick. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He's not going to slow down for anything. And you don't want to do this? That's cool. You go over there and do this. I'm going to be doing this. He already had a step ahead of what was going to happen next. And truly, Greg Bissonette talks about when they had the David Lee Roth band with him and Billy Sheehan and Stevie Vai. And one of the first things they did was they did a video for Yankee Rose or whatever the first single was. I can't remember. And, of course, they're wearing the outfits and the hair's all crazy because it's the 80s and shit. And Greg said, he's like, every take we were all sweating because David was like, more, give me more, like be more, be less like you are and be more like me, be more excited, be more crazy. And they were changing costumes all the time because they were sweating through their outfits. They were working so damn hard. And it was like an 8-hour shoot or a long day shoot. And Greg was just like, yeah, David was just on fire the whole entire time and got us really kind of excited about it.
Yeah. Watch those videos from that tour. Watch how they performed on stage. Every single one of them was skinny as a rake, but they never stopped. And it's a choreographed show in that you don't get to see one head looking down at the floor, tuning an instrument or turn with their back to the audience. This is a show from start to finish, and it's full on. So yeah, so brilliant. So and everything that guy's gotten, everything that he's come across has been earned. He's taken nothing for granted. He works his ass off, and it shows. And I just hate to see him go, but I'm happy that he gets to go out on his own terms and didn't get sick or didn't didn't get forced off. So
right
to David.
Yes.
What else we got?
So today we're Tuesday. So day after tomorrow we get back in the van. Some of us, Eric, some of us get back in the van. And
you get me for the ride home, which is the best part.
Yeah,
the overnight.
That's what she said. So we literally just got out of the van and then out to Round Rock and then come back, and now we're getting back into the van. We're going up to the Midwest. So Round Rock on Saturday, I brought a couple of guitars that I wanted some work done on to one of the finest luthiers, one of the newest additions to the luthier family. What's a luthier? Just basically somebody that just knows everything about building guitars and maintaining and blah blah blah.
Not the German church people. Those are Lutherans.
Lutherans, yes.
Yeah,
those people are
which I got confused with on Saturday night. So.
Yes,
it's an important distinction.
Yeah. Yes, they're Catholics that cannot read. Mm-hmm. Okay, so So anyway, I brought the guitars to so rewind. Terry and Greg Leach are two of our longest friends from this band.
Mm-hmm.
We'd see them in Austin just about every week. Every time we played at Fido, we'd see them. And Eric gets very emotional around this time when I mention them because he loves them as much as we do. And so we've known Greg and Terry for forever, and they would show up, and it didn't matter if it was New Year's, it didn't matter if it was ACL, it didn't matter. They were there at every Fido show, period. And so we got to know them and love them and know them and love them and just, fast friends, but then, it just blossomed throughout the years that we've known them. So anyway, their son, Liam, went to school up in Michigan, became a luthier. And he had been talking about, and we actually, when we were over eating at their house one time, it was before a show, we went over and we had dinner over at their house, the whole band. And Terry had shown me a guitar, an acoustic guitar that Liam had built. And he's just starting out. And this acoustic guitar was absolutely gorgeous, not just visually, but it played really well. You can be a luthier that makes stuff that looks real pretty and sounds like shit. Not this. So anyway, so then they fast forward to Cork and Barrel on Saturday night in Round Rock, and I brought my guitars to him, and I said, "Hey, I want to do this." And these are experimental stuff. These are guitars. I've got way too many guitars, and these are guitars that I have specific needs for. I want to experiment. Well, Liam says, "Well, you're not going to like this." And Liam's about my size, maybe a little bit bigger, and so don't mess with him. He goes, turn around. And I was like, visions of prison. And he goes, close your eyes. And I turned back around, and if, This, ladies and gentlemen, this has been built by hand for me by Liam. Now, do I need another guitar? No. No, but this thing plays like a
Eric, you're muted. Sorry. I muted you when you dropped your mic.
Thank you. Do you want another guitar is the question.
I did not. If you had asked me on
Liar!
Saturday, if you had asked me on Saturday, do you want a guitar? I'd say no. If you asked me on Sunday, do I want a guitar? I'd say yes, I'm keeping it. I'm loving it. And I played it all Sunday, all Monday, and I'm going to take it with me up to Weston. I'm going to let you into a little secret here. If you give somebody a guitar, it's kind of like buying them underwear. You kind of have to know what they want, what they like, if they even wear underwear. Accepting a beautiful gift like this, which I've done before, our good friend Bill Thomas had built me 2 beautiful guitars, which I still use, I still play, and I won't get rid of.
That's how we met Bill. He just walked up and handed you a guitar on Patty's Day.
Yeah.
I have a picture of that.
Yeah. So we don't, you have to know what a guitar player likes, what they're, and Liam, to his credit, has, he's heard the band for a while, and he just had this idea of what he was going to make, and he made it, and it's gorgeous, and it plays really, really well, and it sounds phenomenal. He hand wired the pickups. If anybody's a guitar geek, or but this kid went nuts on this thing, and it's and that wasn't enough. Chad, if you could take over, please. Back to you in the studio, Chuck.
Yeah. So I was while this was going on, I was over talking to some friends of ours, and I knew that Liam was going to be there because Patrick mentioned that Patrick was bringing these 2 extra guitars for him. So I knew that the Leeches were going to be there, and I'd said hi to them, all that stuff. But I turned around and Patrick's got this beautiful red guitar in his hand, and I was like, oh, cool. I was just going to leave it there. I didn't have any expectations, obviously, for anything else. I had no idea. Neither of us had any idea that Liam was doing this. So I walk up and Liam says, "Oh, come here, man." And he guides me over to this case that's sitting right next to my microphone and my gear. We just stopped playing, by the way. We're done for the night. And he points at this case. He says, "That's yours." So what? So I open it up and I discover this beautiful thing. Also handmade by Liam. It's paying attention to what I prefer. This is a jazz style neck, jazz style pickups, and it's also passive. It's not an active bass.
Meaning it doesn't take batteries.
Yeah, I don't need it. It does have. That's why I asked him. It's like this. It does have this access panel in the back, but it's just so you can get back to the back of the pots and the jack input. There's no electronics in this besides the actual input and the wires, and it plays beautifully. I mean, we both plugged. Patrick had already, when I walked up, he was getting his guitar plugged in to the QSC speaker, just so we could hear it, because we don't have amps anymore. We'd already shut the PA down at that point. So after he was done testing his, I took my direct line from my setup and plugged my bass into the QSC, and just from the first note, I just bumped, and I was like, oh wow. I mean, it's the bass is incredibly responsive. It's got. I was messing around and doing every little kind of expression that I could think of off the slap, kind of pop. I don't really slap, but like popping the notes like that, and it's absolutely. I'm struggling to find words. It's perfect, and I obviously I want to spend more time with it, but I totally intend. This is definitely coming with us to Weston this weekend. And I cannot wait to give it a spin on stage. And I'm still now, I was speechless then, I'm speechless now. I mean, how often does this happen? I mean, this is more than just a gift. This thing is amazing. This is the kind of thing you'd have to spend like probably $10,000 to get from Lakeland or one of those custom shops, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
But he took every he took every, he didn't take shortcuts. I mean, he just made it the way that, he put himself into this. He really put his heart and soul into this. But when you plugged it in, so the first thing I did was when I got this guitar, I got to plug this thing in. So I ripped one of the monitors off the stage that we, because we don't have amps, which is, you're all very, very welcome. But so I plug mine in. I can go immediately to the tone that I want. And I go play it, and the guitar did exactly what I wanted it to. Same thing for the bass, but the thing that was different about the bass was Chad's had this old workhorse for since the beginning of time, and it sounds great and it does the job. But when he plugged this one in, and again, I'm not bullshitting. It's just. Everybody's eyes lit up because the sound, the tone, the delivery, the note, the precision that was immediately evident when that sound came out was just everybody stopped and was like, "Oh, fuck that other bass."
It's more than just the preference of playing a jazz bass, which he totally went for. But I like that he didn't stick. It's not a jazz body. He's got the jazz playability, but it doesn't actually look like a jazz bass except maybe the head. And where the pickups are placed.
Yeah. So anyway, we are. We'll be doing our little social media post today about it. We're just. I want to help this guy. I want to help this young luthier. I want to help him get his business up and off the ground because he's going to do some tremendous work. And being in Austin, he's not going to be short of. He's not going to be short of customers. And hopefully with our recommendation and our reviews of these machines, So Greg, Terry, Liam, and Brooke Leach, we are just so grateful for your, for your whole family. And this is this is a extremely generous gift, and we're beyond words. So drum makers out there, I'm just saying, Eric is he's awaiting. He's waiting, and he doesn't want much. You just look at the Alex Van Halen 1984 drum kit and just go from there.
Yeah,
not a lot.
The thing about drums is that it's always going to be a snare drum. That's the thing that kind of people like. It's like, can you make a Texas brisket? Like the snare drum is kind of the pinnacle. Yeah, here I made you a tom-tom. Who the fuck cares? Nobody cares. I mean, no one cares. How about a snare drum? Yeah, because that's the thing we hit the most. So, but I mean, to Liam's credit, I asked him, "Hey, didn't make any drums? What's up?" Kind of joking around with him. But I get the benefit of your instruments because I like it when instruments sound good, and I know for a fact that both these guitars, the bass and the six string, both sound really good. Mm-hmm. I heard him that night, and he did a fantastic job, at least sonically. To my ears, I was like, "Oh, that shit sounds good."
Yeah. You have a very discerning taste. I know that you played with Alan Hill over the weekend, and again going back to amplifiers and monitors, it's just such a.
It was shocking.
But now being able to, and again, I was just marveling at how well Chris Buckley played with us on Saturday, and the low volume now in the in-ears, plus being on stage, it's when you take away the monitors and you take away that stage volume, it really does kind of tone you down a little bit. You really take some of that energy and that fire off the stage. Mm-hmm. However, because we run our own sound in these situations, I know what's going out. So I know that so this is going to be a joy to EQ and to get in the mix, because we really have, this 3-piece tour was just, I'm still giddy. I'm still so giddy about the places that we played and the response that we got and the new stuff that's coming. It's a very, very, very exciting time. So,
yeah. I was thinking, you mentioned this too, like, as we're driving away. It's like, where would we be without these people who are so generous? It occurred to me while I was standing there playing the bass for the first time. I'm holding this beautiful instrument that's being given to me with a strap, but it was given to me. Our friend Cassandra the straps that you see Patrick and I using that have the Blaggards and the glitter down the front. Those are made by a friend,
and
Cassandra.
In a stick bag.
Yeah, in a stick bag, right. She has made us several different straps, actually. And she just gave Patrick a new one, I think, was it a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Last abandoned show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last Blackwater draw shot, she saw the strap because the back of it, because I don't sweat, but my shoulder does. And so the back of the strap that she had made years ago has just been decaying. It's just been, and I've actually put leather treatment on it, but it's a lot of sweat. And you think 4 hours, 5 hours a night sweating on that thing, that's a lot of abuse. So she saw it. She said, "You can't be dry." So she took it and she just made a whole new strap, which now is tough as nails. I mean, you could put this, you could have sunk this with the Titanic, and you could bring it back up and it'd still be working. But I mean, it's just the generosity, and music is magic. There's no question about it. When you do it right, and when you believe in what you do, and you sell, again, you're not Kiss trying to fucking sell a coffin or a used thong or whatever the fuck they're selling, or trademark OJ, without if you're doing it right and you're doing it, your heart's in it, you're going to attract the right people, and so we believe in what we're doing, and we love what we're doing. And then people like Jay Holland and all these people that we've met throughout the day, we need to have just a laundry list of all these people, because they're just, Blaggards just would not be without them. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have something a small thing for Cassandra the next time we go to O'Bannon's or whatever.
She's married, please.
It's a small thing. Yeah. It's a book, actually, a book.
Oh, very cool.
And I think she'll enjoy.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
It's holiday themed, so it should be fun.
Yeah.
Not being stupid holiday.
So somebody's got somewhere to go, and we've got things to do. Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing and telling, and we have coffee coming. We've got holiday coffee coming. So you can order it online. We've got all the new shirts back in stock with a new one on the way. So keep your eye out for that. Not just because it's Christmas time. Shut up, Gene Simmons. Anyway.
One last thing too. Sorry, before we start, we're those of us who've been supporting us on Reward Music, thank you very much. But unfortunately, we are discontinuing our use of that platform. Not going to get into why right now.
I'm going to get into why. We can't get anything done. We just can't get, So it started out wonderful, and it was great, and we were just all over it. But they just hit a wall.
The platform was really required. The whole thing. The thing was designed for it to be your website, and unfortunately, they didn't. That's what I was hoping was going to happen. But we have a lot of really specific needs, especially with our store and so forth. So they were never able to really give us everything that we needed on that platform. So that's not really going to work. It's just kind of confusing, I think, for people. So if you want to continue supporting us, we still have our Patreon account, so you can join us there. And thank you so much for your support with Award Music and Patreon all this whole time. Thank you very much, and there'll be more stuff coming.
Yeah. So everybody, great to see you. And come back, and a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're gonna have some new songs here very soon. If you've seen the 3-piece show, you know that there's a whole bunch of new crap in there. So come on out and see a show. We got some great stuff for the all ages stuff happening at Mecca, and we've got we're doing a Halloween show for the kids out in Cyprus on the 31st. So. Lot of good stuff coming up. Where are you playing in Houston? Check the website, Blaggards. Whatever.
That's right. All right. See you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, look at that.